Good morning to your morning, ladies and gentlemen, mamas and papas, parents and grandparents. Welcome to a remarkable episode of Empowering Education, Unveiling the Vision. I am your host, Dr. Abhishek Pasari, and today we have a true visionary with us, someone who has dedicated her life to shaping young minds and igniting the flames of curiosity and knowledge. As we celebrate the approaching Teachers' Day, it's an honor to welcome our guest, Usha Iyer, an educationist par excellence. In today's world, where AI, mind you, AI, Abhishek and innovations, is transforming parents and families and UI UX, mind you, UI UX, Usha's inspiration and unwavering X factor are defining schooling experiences. We bring you someone whose dedication to education blends perfectly with these concepts. Just as AI seeks to augmented a human potential, Usha Iyer has been augmenting the potential of generations through her guidance and wisdom. And just as UI UX create seamless interactions, Usha's approach to education creates seamless connections between students, parents, teachers, and their passions. But wait, there is more to it. In a world, in a world where Chat GPT is crazy, GPT guiding people towards transformation. In a world ChatGPT strives to assist and guide, Usha Iyer has been a ChatGPT in the lives of countless students, offering wisdom, insights, and a transformative educational experience. So let's dive into this illuminating conversation with a teacher whose journey beautifully intertwines with these evolving terminologies. Please join me in welcoming Usha Iyer with a lovely and a beautiful short video created for her. So, namaste.
Namaste.
Our dear audience, with hearts full of respect and anticipation, let's give a thunderous virtual applause to Usha Iyer.
Thank you.
So, she joins us on this enlightening journey. Once again, a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much. I'm very touched by that video, what you made, Dr. Pasari.
Oh, please. The privilege, is always ours, and we are always very delighted to have great personalities and people like you on the show. So this is all. We should say thank you to you for giving us your valuable time and being here with us. Right from I could see you are right now in the Green School Bangalore, right? And
Yes,
from there you are with us here. So I'm very happy and glad that you could give us a time today. Now today, in the spirit of this special occasion and the revolutionary evolution of education, we delve into the life, thoughts, and transformation, or I would say transformative contribution of Usha Iyer. Education is the cornerstone of progress, and our guest, my all people over here, our guest has been instrumental in fostering innovation and empowerment in this field. And it's been how many years? It is 39 years of rich experience, close to 4 decades. I mean, like 4 decades. I mean, like, wow, this is something great, and still today, the energy, the spark, the fire with Iyer is exactly the way it is, as if it's your first day of beginning and you're full enthusiastic about your work. What do you say on this note?
absolutely. I'm still saying that there's miles to go before I sleep. That's what I always
Yes,
do, and I love this quote.
great. So, Usha Iyer, welcome to the show. As we stand on the threshold of Teachers' Day, what message would you like to share with the educators around the world who are shaping the future?
First of all, I must thank you, Dr. Pasari, to have invited me here on this platform, My Shishu, and I've always admired your work. And Right Connect, you also, groom children, and that's what I do as well. So over to the question, what you asked me, like, how do you feel, right? So many
Yes.
years in this profession, it feels very excited. And the message which I want to give to all those teachers and educators out there is you need to be passionate about what you do, and you need to be very steadfast, and you have to be a visionary. You want to I mean, you have to be ambitious in your life. You need to know what you're doing. If you're passionate, you're ambitious, you want to create something different, innovative, I think automatically the things will all fall in place, and you have to be a go-getter. Opportunity knocks every day, need to grab it and need to go ahead, and you need to be involved and engaging with everything what you do. And I think that's the secret of being very successful teacher. That's what I feel.
That's so lovely. There has been a phrase used many times, or I would say anecdote, or on a funny side, people say teacher or teaching is a thankless job. Is it still today? Do you believe, there's a change mindset now we have?
I think I don't know about other schools, but we turn the Teachers' Day as a Thanksgiving Day to teachers, and I involve my parent council as well to teach them. Yes, it is a thankless job because basically they're not being appreciated by the parent community at large. Sorry to say about it, but it happens quite often where they've been pinpointed for the flaws or the mistakes what they do. And But I think that they should be appreciated because they put in a 200% effort, and majority of them being women in this field, and they're multitasking with other roles as well, what they're doing. So I think they need a lot of appreciation. That's what I feel.
Yes. And I would also say with COVID, and the way the schooling has changed, the way teachers have given their extraordinary support and dedicated work, a lot of people, their mindset and their perspective have changed towards teachers because
Absolutely.
they understood. Because it is very easy to go in a PTM and say this is not happening, that is not happening, what are you guys doing, and this and that, and the teacher speaks like this to my child, doesn't to my child, but my child says the teacher speak to this way to other child, and is this a way you have to behave, you should know, and that and that and what and not. But when they started teaching or dealing their children in a closet, they understood, oh,
It's so
teachers.
difficult.
The Guru Parampara is, showering from inside of every
That's
parent
what
coming up
I
to it.
do is, I mean, Dr. Pasari, that I tell my parent council as well to pitch in to be teachers on Teachers' Day. That's what I do.
Yeah,
So the teachers take a break and they understand the effort what they put in, and that one day, it's like hell of a time for them. They say, "Oh my God,
yeah.
we do so much for the children."
I remember when my boys used to go to school, so they have been in school till grade 5. So on Teachers' Day, all parents used to be invited, and in their school, it used to be student-led conference,
Oh yes,
whereby student used to lead the sessions, everything they used to plan, and teachers and parents, we all used to sit like our children, and an entire day, entire session is planned only by teacher students. So it's a SLC, they used to say student led conference.
yes, that's
So
how we do at our
I
school as
have
well.
a yeah. So I have a beautiful video uh, on gratification and on a thank you note to Teachers Day. So with your due permission, I would like to begin our show, our conversation with that video. May I?
Sure.
Yes. So here we go. Everybody, watch this video and start recalling all those teachers which comes in your mind when you're watching this video. And in comment window, write your thank you note to that teacher, right? Later you can tag them also, but write in the comment window as if you are recalling that teacher is in front of you right here, right now. Enjoy this video and I'll see you again.
To Miss Tan.
Hello, Madam Huang.
To my child's form teacher, Mrs. Maniam.
Dear Mr. Rahim, I'd like to firstly apologize.
Sorry I disagreed with you when you told us Chunkyet can sometimes be a handful.
careful with the scissors, Neela. After 2 months of home-based learning,
I don't just agree. I fully agree.
hi guys! Oh, we have our
I was really surprised when you invited a real doctor to class, and that Selena is brave enough to ask that many questions.
Wow!
Thank you for all that you do and all that you try to do in new ways.
It was funny to see Neela running around the house, measuring our floor area for maths.
6, 7.
Wow, can you see?
It's not easy to engage kids these days. I think when we look back on this, it was indeed a tough time.
But our teachers were tougher.
Please bring us in.
Bye-bye.
So when our children went back to school,
I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief.
Relief that my daughter has the strong support of a caring teacher.
And relief that my son is under your watchful eye.
To Madam Huang,
Miss Tan,
Mrs. Maniam,
Mr. Rahim,
and all the teachers of our generation, thank you.
Welcome back. Right. So please write your thank you and your gratitude in the comment section. And we are moving forward with our talk show. Uh, Usha Iyer, your journey has undoubtedly been a tapestry of milestones. Could you share three pivotal moments that define your path?
So that's again going back into the past. Yes,
Yes.
I think I give a lot of credit to the mentors at any point of time, whom I got, who motivated me to do what I have done. Um, I think at the age of 19, my path was shaped from being an air hostess, which I had in my mind, and being a joining a hotel management course, which I wanted to, and suddenly the entire thing, because of my teacher whom I admired, I wanted to become a teacher like her. So there's a lot of thoughts which goes on at that age, like what to do at that age, whereas I didn't even complete my post graduation. I was just a graduate, and I went back to my same school, and I started, and I asked my principal, like, can I be a teacher here? She said, do you want to finish your post graduation and your B? And I said, I can keep doing that aside, along with this. So that is how my path finding, or we can say the first time when I wanted to become a teacher, exploring it in my own school, and my principal trusting me, and she being my role model. So that was the
Wow.
which happened. And the second time, I left India, and I went abroad with my husband. And that's a time when it's again a big challenge, because the place where you are is a place where you cannot opt to be a teacher, and that was Saudi Arabia, because you are in parda and you are in burqa and stuff like that. But still, I found my way out, and I said, well, I want to be a teacher, and I want to try it out and say, but there's a lot of things like you are not a Muslim, and you're from a different background and caste and stuff like this. But I still gave it a try, and they have quotas for everything there. But still, I
Yes.
tried, and it was a tough procedure, to get to become a teacher then. But I did that, and finally, and there was only one post vacant of a grade three teacher. I said, after exploring so many things in India way back, people will start deliberating and saying, no, I want to take up this particular position. But I didn't mind that, and I took up that. But that was a stepping stone for me again to become a teacher abroad. And I taught a bunch of primary kids, and that was very thrilling and exciting. That was
Wow.
the time when I felt like I became a child along with them. The third
Lovely.
time, like the opportunity, they say, no, the opportunity just knocks at the door, and you need to grab it. So after Saudi Arabia, when I was in Nigeria, and in Nigeria, there was a little bit of stringent, things like you cannot just apply anywhere. And if you are and they call us whites, although we are browns, but they had a lot of racial discrimination out there. But then, I was just passing by this school for a black, and I was just passing by and said, well, this school looks quite dilapidated and why shambles. and if at all I can head this place one day and I can make changes here. And it happened like that by chance. And
Oh,
I just walked into the school and start talking to the Nigerian head, I mean the director, and we were just talking about horoscope and exchanging our, our kind of
interest.
yes, what these things and all. So just a general talk, and I walked out with the job. So it was just like a cakewalk for me, and I made a lot of changes in that school and took it to the international level. So that was again like a
Wow.
opportunity.
So which place it was in Nigeria? It was Lagos?
It was Kempson's International School. Now it's called Kempson's International. She's closed it down, unfortunately, last year, but she couldn't manage it. She's become quite old,
Okay.
and
Okay.
but she really owes a lot of things to me,
So it
and
was
she
which
missed it.
city?
This was in 1997.
Yeah, and city?
City, Nigeria. That is Lagos.
Lagos. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Was it Lagos?
Yes,
Okay.
Lagos.
Great, great. That's lovely. Now, if we speak about NEP 2020, right? So NEP 2020 made significant waves in the education world. What is, I mean, like, in your view, were the game changers NEP 2020 introduced? Can you just put some light on that?
See, what's happening is we have like we had independence in 1947, all right,
Yeah,
and now we are in 2023. But I don't see a major change which has happened in the teaching methodology in the major schools. And
yeah,
this was actually proposed in 1997 as well, like way back in the 20th century as well, that have to be a kind of national education policy, whereas we need to have a sea of change in the way the teaching and learning is happening. But now there was not much change which happened, and recently we're very glad with the kind of the teaching, the hierarchy which was specified in the NEP. And because many of the schools like ours, which we call as ourselves as progressive schools, already
yeah,
started teaching the concept oriented. Like we don't teach the portions and curriculum; we talk about concepts and skills, and that is very important. And that's what national education policy is emphasizing on. Yes, the three language policies and stuff like that, it's again very complicated. We don't want to talk elaborately on this because there's lots of debates and debates happen on that. But what is very, very nice and interesting about this is the kind of a leap year or try kind of a year break which a child can take after grade 10 to evaluate after they take an industry experience, and which we
yeah,
do at our school. We have internships right from grade 8, and those internships and working in industries gives them a kind of a choice, what they have, the career choice what they can make, and they will be very focused on it, what they have to do. Otherwise people like us, like when we were young, we were not able to make a career choices the right way, and we kept changing and saying this is probably, this is what it entails. But this kind of industry experience and internship, what they call it, it's very interesting. So these are the things which I think that
true, true.
has brought about, and there will be changes definitely, probably if
Yeah,
Karnataka allows that to happen.
I know that. So you often mention the categorization of learners in a crowd of students. Could you elaborate this in intriguing perspective? I mean, like how do you place this thing?
No, I
Learners in
didn't
the
get
crowd of
what you
students.
said.
See,
Learners?
whenever there is a group of students,
Yes.
right? So as a teacher, what as a teacher, as a principal, the perspective of the looking at students and getting the leaders or making the leaders out of the students or giving
Yes.
them that quality to come out of
Absolutely.
them. So
Yes.
what is your way of getting that magic out of students or giving them that magic touch? How do you do that, and what is your way on this note?
See, many schools have this. I don't know whether you noticed it. They have this approach of one child sitting behind other child, and there
Yeah.
is a kind of a seating arrangement itself is wrong, because the
Yes.
way we make the children sit, so there is always a last bencher. For me,
Yeah.
there should be no child left behind. Is the concept which I always look forward. So you
Wow.
need to have that collaborative approach in the class. When we have the collaborative approach and we have this collaboration happening in the class, because we have a station based approach rather in my school, And so what happens is every child gets to speak in that group, and every child gets to do things together because it's a very activity and hands-on experience. So
Yeah.
when they do that, you can automatically check out if the teacher is teaching and not a mentor. What happens? The teacher will not able to identify the leadership prowess of a child in a group. But if the teacher is just teaching in a class and people are just listening to her, instead of that, she's just mentoring and making the children do the collaborative activity, and she's just a kind of facilitator, things can happen better. I think it's the kind of approach which needs to change in schools. We can really identify. We have that in our
Yeah.
school mentorship programs and stuff like that. But that has to be done right from the primary. It like you can identify
True.
the children and you can shape up the kids the way they want to, they what they want to become in life. Yeah.
Yeah. So lovely. Now, coming to the personal side of yours, through the ups and downs of life, what keeps you really motivated?
Good question. No, I feel very excited when I see my children in the school, honestly speaking, because the kids in my house and kids in the school. So these are things which keeps you going because when you come back, there is always excitement back home. Okay, let's go for a movie, let's go for dinner outside, and what's happening in your life and stuff like this. Unfortunately, it never happened when children were small. I never had time for them much. But now I think I'm giving a lot of time, and that keeps me going. And they give me feedback too. Mom, this is not fine. That's not fine. I think this would have been better. I mean, they're in that position to give me advice now. And similarly, when school, when you come and a little child comes running to you and saying, "Today is my birthday and I want to give you chocolate. And please save the wrapper, don't throw the wrapper away." And I still got wrappers in my diaries. And I make
Okay.
dots of this and give it to children and say, "Oh my God, it still saved my wrapper." So it's like this. These are things, it's small, small things which gives you happiness. And that's school and
True.
children and the teachers, of course, the beaming smile saying,
Lovely.
"Oh, you look so pretty, you look gorgeous." I mean, that kind of compliments that keeps you going. Yes.
Lovely. Now, like, how would you categorize, if I have to say, that your personal life and work life, and how is your day look like? Because you are heading two positions. One school you are a managing director, at one school you are a principal, and then you have your own life, your family. How do you manage your day?
I'm
And
very
is
lucky
it
to
like,
have a very good team.
sorry?
But I'm very lucky to have a very good team, I said. So
Oh,
that's
lovely.
how you manage. Otherwise, it's very tough because you can't multitask all the time. I've got an
Yeah,
excellent school head here who manages the Green School, and I've got a good center head there in the Bangalore school. But still, your presence is required in both the schools. So I try
yeah,
to, juggle with that. Mornings, I try to, as much as possible, I like to be in assembly and like to, meet my children in the bigger campus. It's a must. And sometimes I attend the assembly in the smaller campus and like to connect with my children. But I make it sure every day I go to the smaller campus and interact with my outgoing class, the UKG, we call it K2. So I definitely
yeah,
interact with them because they come up with such a lot of ideas. Every day, this bubbling with enthusiasm, they want to come and talk. And unless and until, because if you don't give them the, the provision or the, the ideas what they want to express, the teachers generally are talking and they're interacting, but they know that I'm not here to judge them. So they come there, they give me that hug and then say, what how the day was, and they want to talk about space, they want to talk about this, and you start interacting, you feel like there's a lot of things to, to do with them. Similarly, bigger campus
yeah.
also, my job is only that. Hi, hello, how are you? Give them a hug and get going. So what happens is the the nasty job is done by my by my heads, and I am the nice one out there, and they look forward to meeting me every day. So I manage that. And when
That's
I come back home, there's another bunch of children, three kids of mine, who are waiting to talk about their day and what it is. And I think we need to spend quality time with them as well. So I tried somehow I managed to juggle with all this. Yes.
That's great. Congratulations, and kudos to your spirit and your team management skills. As you mentioned before, also collaborative approach is what you always go with, and I think that is what team is acronym based on. Together everyone achieves more. So it is always a when you have to go far. So there is a teamwork, there is a team spirit, there is a you work as a family, and everybody has their own role to play because you cannot be everywhere, right? So, but everywhere your presence could be there.
You should not
Correct?
micromanage them.
Exactly, exactly. Now, as a seasoned educator, how would you encourage the young generation to consider teaching as a powerful profession? What is your say on that? How do you inspire?
I really wish that many more join as teachers, but
Yeah,
unfortunately, teaching is not a very highly paid profession, unfortunately, in India, which I want to change the scenario in a couple of years. We talk about six pay commission, seven pay commission, still not happen in many schools. So that's
yeah,
unfortunate. That is many of them who look at, growing the pay wise. And I must tell you that the teaching is not for you then. Teaching is that for you if you are passionate about teaching, you want to create something different. I keep telling my teachers when I interview them, I said, do you want to make a difference in the life of a child? Then you join us. And if you at least transformed one child, you have transformed one colleague, you have given up your bit of thing, and you have created that difference in the school, then yes, I consider the teacher to be a good teacher. And unfortunately, many of them, the ones who join, those who are joining only for pay packets, they run away. I'm glad I've got a bunch of teachers, very hardworking and a passionate bunch, and they want to grow with us. They are the ones who are given, they dedicated towards the thing, and every day they innovate and they
yeah.
keep doing research. And I think that's how it is. If you're passionate and you want to make a difference in the life of a child, then you should become a teacher. Otherwise, you can go and become a software engineer where the pay packets are more. That's what I say.
True that.
Do you think, Dr. Pasari, that we are the ones who are transforming every other professions, in fact? So, yeah,
True.
every other person who's making
I
whatever careers they're choosing, it's because of the teacher, what they have in their lives. That's what I mean to say.
Yeah. So whenever I am in a conversation or a tete-a-tete with any teacher or educationist or a principal like figure, I recall one of my meeting with one of the principal in Indore, and he is also empaneled with CBSE. So he keeps
Okay.
on going for interview and for selection criteria or some interview rounds for selecting teachers. So he gave me a very beautiful perspective that I only ask one question to the aspirant who is sitting in front of my table, and I'm interviewing that teacher to become a teacher in this organization. So he asked, what is your subject? So, being a teacher, what is your subject or what will be your subject? So many people say, I'm into EVS, I am into social, I'm into Hindi, my subject is English, my subject is mathematics, and whatnot. And he says, if I have the sole authority, I will not select those teachers, right? I only want those teachers, they say that my subject is my child.
Precisely.
Maths, geography, English, Hindi, Sanskrit, French, this is the reflection. The subject for a teacher should be child. That is
Absolutely.
more important, right? So that touched me, that gave me a light bulb moment, ting, wow, this is
Child-centered
something
education
great.
is what is very important.
Yes, right. And then I am very much fascinated, and I have been to Finland to study, to the study tour. I understood the elementary education, and even I study and I read and I understand how Scandinavian belt is performing when it comes to academics. I mean, like, and we are growing, we are aping, we are framing NEP. A lot of schools say we have finished philosophy and all those things, but there is a lot more required to come as a revolution. Still, good things are happening, but more is required. And we need more teachers and more enthusiast teachers. And for that, yes, government is one of the key player to play a great role in making more teachers. And we need more people like you with whom people can get inspired, because you are one of the magnet in this fraternity, I am sure. And we need such more magnets, to attract new aspirants to become a teacher and one day sit the on the chair where you are sitting, right? Now, let's get into some flavor and put some spice into our conversation. And we are entering into a rapid fire round with your due permission, right?
Sure, sure.
So, so let's understand, as the name says, rapid fire. So you have to be very quick, right? There is a one or two question going to be there where you have to be elaborative. Otherwise, just hit the bullseye, one word, two word, that's it, right? Okay. So your number of years of service into education.
39 years.
Bravo. Your recommendation for early years learning. I mean, like if I have to ask you, uh, kindergarten, Waldorf, Montessori. So your recommendation for early years of learning.
I think it has to be integrated approach.
Okay.
Integrated approach sense like it has to be Reggio, Waldorf, because Waldorf cannot be alone. It cannot be a kind of education which India can look forward to. So Steiner, Reggio connect with Reggio, Steiner, as well as Maria Montessori and the kindergarten approach, which we call as Froebel method. All these four methods together is what kindergarten should be, and it's very balanced. And this is what we do at the Bangalore School.
Wow. How easy it is to operate and manage the integrated approach.
It's very easy. Depends upon how you give the framework. First, you need to make the framework. You need to have the learning objectives and then the learning outcomes. And the learning outcomes have to measure with the milestones what you need to achieve at every age.
Right.
That way we do.
And
It's
when
quite a
when you have a team,
part of
yeah, when
rapid
you have a
fire.
team,
Yeah.
I know. When you have a team, when you have a new joinees coming as a teacher, so how much time a new teacher who is not a new, who is an experienced one, but joining your school for the first time, but coming with the good background of experience, and if you have to transform that teacher and get them into the shape or the oneness of integrated learning, how
Yes.
easy and how tough it is for you or for the team to get them into your tone.
I feel that all of them, those who come and learn in the integrated methodology, they need to unlearn and then they have to learn because certain things are new for them. They do not know the
Yeah.
approaches and they should be open to innovation, open to creativity, open to learning new things. And I'm glad I have those bunch of teachers like that there.
Okay.
Yes.
Your biggest achievement, proudest one.
My proudest achievement was, I can say, when I became a teacher, because there's a lot of
Okay.
things I've achieved in my life after that. People have recognized, and a lot of recognitions came through after that because, and like being recognized, and out of being eight principals out of the whole lot to go to Canada, that was again the biggest achievement. Then being
Wow.
selected as one of those, representing Gulf. I mean, in Jeddah, I represented two people. I had to represent the whole of Jeddah to be a part of the Gulf meet in Bahrain, and that was again a big achievement. But you would not have achieved all these things what you've achieved in life if you're not a teacher. So I think
True
basically
that.
enter this profession and you've done your best. People have recognized you for that and they've given you the accolades and recognitions. And there was no look back after that with so many awards and rewards. Yeah.
So lovely. Now define education in one word.
Education is a ongoing process. It's not a static one. And education for me, it's an evolving thing which happens according to the way that whole scenario and the environment is. Education, we always perceive and look at textbooks, but it's not there. It's beyond textbooks. For me, education is learning everywhere and anywhere. And that's education.
That's lovely. I always believe, when I did my boys, unschooled them, when we took them out from the school,
Yes.
and so people started, telling us, okay, so now you're entering into homeschooling journey. So I was always, little
Apprehensive.
different in my approach. So all my Facebook posts during those times when Ekanshiba and my twin sons, when we pulled them out of school, so all my posts with them used to come with a hashtag universe schooling, right? So entire universe is to learn. It is not only that you learn in a building or in four walls or in one room or in one classroom or in one family structure. Anywhere, wherever you're going, the learning is happening because learning is automatic. It
Absolutely.
keeps on happening, right? So So that is what I could recollect right now with you. Now, one more question. What do you consider yourself most? A teacher, a principal, or a entrepreneur?
I consider myself as an educationist, basically, a teacher, because heart is
Wow,
of a teacher.
I
And
know.
given a choice to me, I'll go back to teaching.
Lovely.
Although
Right.
I've done
Now,
plenty of things, but still, basically, I want to be a
okay.
teacher.
So this is what thank you for a lovely rapid fire with you. Now we have a different theme right now. So because there's a teacher in you, so you have a different aura, so you're lighten up, and I am on a little dark side right now. So this shows, कि if you are a teacher, you will always the power of light will always be there with you, right? So this proves here. Well, I have a situation based, you know uh, question to you. Suppose there is a new ministry getting framed in government of India, right? And this ministry is about parenting. Okay, like a few years before, government of Madhya Pradesh started Ministry of Happiness. I don't know whether it exists still or not. So, for example, if your dear friend who is the current CM of Karnataka also, if he happens to start with you, keeping you in mind, okay, let me begin, Usha, let me begin Ministry of Parenting. Or maybe the central government start this ministry and they give you the full authority and power to run and rule this ministry. So,
Yes.
what compulsory law or a rule you're going to pass for young parents?
I think the examination, evaluation, assessment methodology. I'll totally
Yeah.
do away with it because the way it is, it's like everybody says they are very innovative and they creative and they're making A grades and B grades. It's very unfair to judge the child like it's a grade or B grade. Every child
Yeah.
has his own potential and they can come up with the best of it according to his own talents and his own the way he perceive. I think we don't know how to assess the child. So I think that's where we
Yes.
need to make a change. I'll do away with the examination system, honestly. Actually, I was I was in the ICC board as a this thing inspector, and I was things that time. I think I'll go back to that because I was giving them a lot of advice even about the questions and stuff like this. But unfortunately, then I was not the principal after that because I started becoming an entrepreneur. So now again, as a principal, I think I'll go back to become an inspector and like to make those changes. Yeah.
You said very rightly one thing, which I could catch up right away right now, since you are heading the Ministry of Parenting, and you just said, about that parents don't know what to assess, how to assess, where to assess. So this Yeah. So we are back
Yeah.
over here. Okay. So I was telling you that since you are
Yes.
heading the Ministry of Parenting, and you just said that the parents don't know what to assess, how to assess, why to assess, when to assess. So, as you very well know, that I am running My Shishu, a parent tech platform where we are coaching parents. So, I would like to put up, my tender, and I would like you to give me a sanction that we could together with your guidance in the Ministry of Parenting start issuing a parenting level up certificate to all parents, which should be a
Yes.
mandatory to live or to take a residence apartment or live in a Bangalore or in India, that a parent should have a certificate that he is good to parent a child.
Absolutely.
Will you sanction my quotation, madam, my tender? Will you pass
Absolutely.
it?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Being a
So,
parent is very difficult. And
yes.
parenting is an art, and I appreciate you the way you're saying you're a parent coach. So,
Thank you very
yes.
much. Now, I would like one words of wisdom, one word of appreciation from your side for My Shishu. if you, as much you know about my Shishu, if you could just put some your blessing or your viewpoints on my Shishu, it would be really great for us. So can we have a
I
bite of yours?
Yes, actually, I'm very impressed with the work what you're doing because being a parent coach for the parents who are about to deliver, and you said that the womb story, it starts from the womb, is what you believe in. And I think that every parent should know how to take care of the child right from the womb, as you said to me, to the womb in which the child is going to go to, that 0 to 6 years. And that's
Yeah.
very important. And this journey will be much more smoother if the parent knows how to do the parenting right from the time when the child is 0 years. And congratulations to you, the books what you've written and the kind of the parenting talks what you do and the way you've coached and mentored. It's amazing. Continue, keep
Thank you
rocking.
very much. Thank you very much. You made my day. Thank you very much. Right? Well. So, Usha Iyer, your journey is a beacon of inspiration. Your vision for education is transforming lives. Thank you for joining us today. On this candid note, I, from the house of My Shishu, thank you once again for giving your valuable time and words of wisdom to all of us over here.
Thank you very much. I will only end with one note, Dr. Pasari.
Please,
That everybody
please.
says you should have a dream and you should be pursuing the dream and stuff like this. I will only tell you one thing, that if you have a dream, try to manifest it. And you can manifest
Yeah,
your thoughts and your dreams, and you can just become what you want to. That's what I have done in my life. And that's why I think Dr. Pasari has done in his life. And that's what many of these people have done who've been successful. And that's what it is. We have the power to manifest. Thank you so much. And thank
true
you for
that.
calling on the show.
Most welcome, most welcome. Well, everybody over here, as we conclude this enriching dialogue, remember to follow, like, and subscribe to our channels for more insightful conversations. Wishing you all the most and more, the best of your life, and a happy Teachers' Day, which is soon coming, right standing on the door. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, stay blessed. Empowering education. Unveiling the Vision is a tribute to educators and a step towards igniting the flame of knowledge for brighter future. Let's embark on this transformative journey together, and anybody who is in Bangalore, don't miss out. If you have any concern about your child, about your parenting, about your schooling, it doesn't matter which school you belong to or which school your child is going to. If you are in doubt, search Usha Iyer, Usha Mohan rather, on Facebook. She's very active, and she will call you for a cup of a coffee with her, and she will give you 40-45 minutes unconditional love and space, and she'll help you out and give you her chat GPT and UI UX experience, and she will transform you out. Right? With on this
Happy
note,
Teachers Day to
love you
everybody.
all.
Happy
Namaste.
Teachers Day to everybody.
Happy Teachers Day to everybody over here. Yes, stay connected, stay blessed. God bless you, and bye bye.